Hello, and welcome to the first year of WWE's ECW, the show where we take a look back at the first 52 episodes of WWE's re-envisioning of Extreme Championship Wrestling. It's the go-home show for December to Dismember, which currently only has one match on the card, the Extreme Elimination Chamber match. Paul Heyman and the security team are in the ring to kick this episode off. Heyman says this Sunday night, for the very first time ever, ECW will present the Extreme Elimination Chamber. Now, you already know the competitors in this match. Tonight, right here, right now, we reveal the weapons inside the chamber. Your standard metal chair, a crowbar, a table, and last but certainly not least, a barbed wire baseball bat. Christ, that was a pretty underwhelming reveal, aside from the baseball bat, of course. Heyman continues, the only way to eliminate a man is by pinfall or submission. Every man must be eliminated until there is only one man left standing, and that man will be your ECW World Champion. At December to Dismember, I assure you, it's every man for himself inside the Extreme Elimination Chamber. After Heyman's promo, Joey Styles informs us that all 6 competitors in the chamber match will be in action tonight. We kick off the night with Rob Van Dam taking on Sabu. Before the match, in an interview earlier this evening, RVD says, "Do I understand that there are risks involved in this match? Do I understand that I could leave this match with more scars on my body and face? Yes, I do. The risk is worth the prize. When you think ECW World Champion, think Rob Van Dam." Sabu goes to hit a Hurricane Rana on Van Dam from the top rope, but slips. RVD then moves to the middle rope, but before he can hit a move, Sabu stops him with some punches. Sabu then springboards off the ropes and collides with RVD mid-air. When we return from the commercial break, RVD is trying to suplex Sabu to the outside, but Sabu manages to avoid it. He then goes to powerbomb RVD to the outside, but RVD holds onto the ropes. Van Dam then hits a moonsault from the apron. Back in the ring, RVD hits a massive German suplex. He bridges into the pin, but only gets a 2. After countering an Irish whip, Sabu leg drops RVD from the middle rope. Sabu starts building up some momentum, hitting several moves from the middle rope. He goes for the cover, but RVD kicks out before 3. Van Dam manages to avoid a DDT from Sabu. He then ascends to the top rope to hit a 5-star frog splash and get the victory. Joey Styles informs us that the Hardy Boys are in action next, just days before their showdown with M&M at December to Dismember. Right, so the only other match currently on the pay-per-view is 2 tag teams that are not even on the ECW roster. That's pretty good, mate. Tonight, Matt and Jeff are taking on ECW newcomers Elijah Burke and Sylvester Turkey. This is not looking good for Burke and Turkey. Elijah and Jeff start off the match, and it doesn't take long until Matt and Jeff are battering Elijah around the ring with ease. Thanks to an assist from Turkey, Burke manages to change things around and get the tag. Turkey's offense doesn't last long though, as he runs shoulder first into the ring post while Jeff tags in Matt. Matt then proceeds to lay the smackdown on both Turkey and Burke. Matt and Jeff then get rid of Burke outside the ring and eventually hit a twist of fate and a swanton bomb combination to win the match. After the match, the celebrations are cut short by M&M, who attack their December to Dismember opponents. Before our next match, we get a few clips from the recent December to Dismember press conference. Fucking hell, was there any point? You only had one Poxy match on the card at that point, but that was a short press conference. Time for some more action. Kelly's favourite wrestler CM Punk is taking on Andrew, aka Test. Test is in firm control of this match to begin with, hitting some explosive moves. Punk manages to turn things around when he sends Test into a ring post, and then it's a diving clothesline. Test manages to turn things around with a tilt-the-world slam. Punk hits Test with a kick, sending him to the outside. Punk then follows this up with a suicide dive. Punk sends Test knee first into the steel steps. While Test is down, Punk has a chance to get back into the ring before the count of 10, but disregards it and continues to attack Test. The match ends in a count out, with Punk eventually being pulled off of Test by the referee. Paul Heyman is nagging the Big Show backstage about his upcoming match. He says, "I don't understand why you have to face Bobby Lashley. We have a major investment in you. I have risked everything on you as champion." Big Show gets in Heyman's face, but says nothing. Heyman says, "Okay, but if you're going to go out there, at least let me go with you so I can protect you." Before leaving the arena, Eminem are being snapped up by the paparazzi. Nitro says, "What we did to the Hardys is just a small example of how bold Eminem is." Melina says, "For one night only, December to Dismember, we are going to prove to the entire world that the best tag team in the modern era is Eminem." Main event time, ECW World Champion Big Show makes his way down to the ring to take on brand newcomer Bobby Lashley. Big Show absolutely dominates the match to begin with. Big Show continues to soften up his December to Dismember opponent as Heyman shouts at ringside saying, "That's the price you pay if you want to win this title." Finally, Bobby starts fighting back and hits a suplex on Big Show in the corner. Lashley goes on a mad one, lastly hitting a spear to the champ. When this happens, Heyman immediately gets up on the apron and calls for backup. The security team then enter the ring and quickly get dismissed by Bobby, but then Test enters the ring and connects with a massive big boot. The 5-on-1 beatdown then commences on Lashley. The show ends with Big Show, Heyman, Test and the security team standing tall over a beaten down Bobby Lashley. The go-home show for December to Dismember was fine, but the build to this pay-per-view has been absolutely abysmal. If the build was just about the chamber match, then they would have done a f***ing phenomenal job, because that is all they're focused on. There's only 2 matches advertised for the show, and one of those matches isn't even an ECW brand match. I honestly can't believe we don't know any of the other matches heading into this pay-per-view. I also can't believe that they thought Eminem versus the Hardys and an Extreme Chamber match would be enough to sell this pay-per-view. And surprise, surprise, the buy rate for December to Dismember was 90,000, which is awful when compared with the previous WWE pay-per-view Survivor Series at 383,000 buys. The follow-up pay-per-view to December to Dismember was Armageddon, and that had a buy rate of 239,000. December to Dismember was the only pay-per-view of 2006 for WWE that sold less than 100,000. The second lowest pay-per-view buy rate of 2006 was No Mercy at 197,000, but most pay-per-views were well above 200,000. If you enjoy watching me shit on awful wrestling shows, then I suspect you're in for a treat next Monday when I review December to Dismember. As for the go-home show, I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.